What is your motivation for being free from habitual sin and addiction? What are the reasons why you want to be free? I know that's something that I had to kind of examine in my life when I was seeking freedom from my sinful habits and my addictions. And I came to discover that the reason that you're trying to get free can be a hindrance in finding your freedom. And I'm going to explain why. You see, for me, I was struggling with an addiction to sexual fantasy and to pornography. And at the same time, I was struggling with this sin. I was married and I was trying to do ministry. I was trying to serve God. And this sin was just perpetual in my life. I could not get rid of it no matter what I tried. And as I look back, examining, you know, the reasons why I wanted to be free, I had a lot of good reasons for wanting to be free. Number one, I knew that it was hurting my marriage. It was keeping me from giving the attention to my wife that I needed to. It was hurting our relationship. Um, Number two, I wanted to be free because I was trying to be a minister. You know, it's not really good to try to be a minister or a pastor or anything of that sort, and you've got some kind of a habitual sin in your life like this. God does not bless that. And I knew that. And so I wanted to be free from this so that I could be a better minister and be the kind of minister that could have some self respect and that God would bless. And so, these are good reasons for wanting to be free from sin. I mean, nothing bad in there at all. But there's a verse in First Corinthians, I think it's chapter 10, verse 31, and it says, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all for the glory of God. And as we are seeking to be free from habitual sin, and we start examining what our motivation is, we need to be sure that our first motivation, our first reason for being freed from sin is so that we can bring glory to God. Now, nothing wrong with wanting to be free from sin for the sake of your marriage, but that motivation alone is not going to help you find freedom. Okay? Now, what if you're dealing with some kind of sin in your life and you say, I want to be free for the sake of my marriage? It's a good reason again, but let's say you stop doing this sin and 2 years down the road, your wife leaves you. Well, all of a sudden, your motivation for staying free from that sin is gone. See what I'm saying? And so there is only really one thing, one reason to be free from sin that you can depend on to be constant in your life for the rest of your life. And that is, as a Christian, to bring glory to God. And as Paul wrote, whether you eat or you drink, even in the most basic things that you do in your life each and every day, your motivation in doing whatever you're doing should be to bring glory to God Almighty. That should be the reason that you do everything that you do ultimately. Now, the other reasons that we may have, they're good reasons: saving your marriage, being able to minister, um, protecting your body, trying to keep your health good by staying away from drugs, alcohol, that kind of thing. But ultimately, you've got to make sure that your number one motivation for getting free from sin is that you want to bring glory to God. That was where I went wrong with my life. That was not the first priority in trying to break free from sin. And as a result, um, I was never able to break free from that sin. And so there would be times that maybe I could go a few weeks staying away from this sin and keeping myself good and clean and righteous. But then me and my wife get into a little fuss, and all of a sudden my emotions get turned upside down, and um, all of a sudden my reason for staying away from this sin is kind of up in the air and in turmoil, and I stop uh, trying to stay away from the sin so much because actually going to the sin feels like a comfort to me during that time. And so that's why bringing glory to God has to be your number one motivation in finding freedom from sin. So, my friend, I encourage you as you go through your journey of finding freedom from the habitual sin in your life. Number one, lean on God's grace. That's going to be our message every day. But number two, what is your motivation? Are you truly seeking to bring glory to God with your life by getting rid of this sin? Or do you have other reasons for wanting to get rid of this sin? And as you examine your own heart, God will begin working in you, and His Spirit will begin to show you the things that you need to reprioritize in your life, and He will help you, I promise. So you work on that and stay encouraged and keep leaning on God's grace. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.